Ach Gadol, and I had also a little brother who came from nearby New Jersey, who also felt very much at home in Israel and had a similar experience and made the move to Israel. Once he did, also he went into the army. He was a lone soldier. He was my little brother, like I said, my Ach Katan. And he did such a good time in his army that when he got out, even he became an Ach Gadol for another Ach Katan who also came from America because he loved Israel and because he felt very connected with the place.
So I guess Ach Gadol is a buddy program.
Yeah.
You have a question with that? How can you help a lone soldier from New York?
How can we help a lone soldier from New York? Well, we pointed out the things that our parents give us when we live at home, right? Food and laundry and warmth and care, someone to listen to us, someone to ask us how are we feeling, right? Aren't these the types of things that happen at home with our parents, with our brothers and our sisters? So, like we learned, the Chayalim Bodedim, the lone soldiers, they might have parents who love them and care for them very much, but maybe they're far away. Maybe when it's in the evening in Israel and they miss their mom very much and they want to make the phone call, it's very late at night in America. So they might not have someone to turn to all the time when they want to talk to family. And that's where we come in. We try to be that family for all these lone soldiers by helping them with all the things and all the support that a family would give.
Can you guys share, like, how to say this? I guess a moment where the program, like, really made like a lasting impression, like in your life, like something that somebody did for you that like you'll always remember, or something you did for somebody else, like something specific that you can share with us.
Okay, so my experience, the best experience from Ach Gadol is when I met a new soldier. He was a fighter in a place called Givati. And I thought about it that I wasn't a soldier, a fighter in my service. And I didn't know how to approach him. Okay, so we talked in the phone and we met. And I felt like we don't have anything in common. But still I called him and visited him a lot. And I thought to myself that maybe I don't know how to help him because I don't understand his experiences in the army, because it's very hard to be a combat. You always, in the military, you don't see a lot of home, you have a lot of experience, very hard experience. And I asked myself if I can help him. In one day, he called me and thanked me about who I am for him. He said that it's very important for him and that he knows that it's very difficult to understand him. And he thanked me that I'm there for him. And he shared with me a lot of hard experiences that he had. And then I understood that even though I can't understand him completely, still he sees me as a big sister, and he knows that no matter what, I'm there for him.
All right, guys, so we need to start to finish, but before we finish our conversation, we want to do some fun with you. So everybody stand up, please. Let's do some games. Vitali and Adas will show you how to do, how do you say להצדיע? How to salute in the Israeli IDF, okay? So maybe stand here so that they will see you. And look how they do, look carefully, okay? It's very complicated, okay? Look how their legs. Yeah, okay, look.
You need to do V in your legs, okay? And you need to Stand straight.
Yeah?
You need to close your hand as fist, okay? Like this. Okay, thank you. And put your fist across your leg, okay, like this. Good. You need to fix your shoulders a bit. Feel strong. Yeah, exactly. And then you need to put your hand like this. Yeah. Here, yeah, exactly. You see you have your eyebrow here. Put it like this. And every time, if you are an officer in the IDF, every time we sing Hatikva, all the officers need to put like this. And then we sing Hatikva saluting, okay? You can, okay? And still you need the army, the IDF army, it's very hard. You need to work hard if you want to be a good soldier, okay? And now, every time we want to move in a ceremonies, okay? We need to start, and we said, small, yamin, small. You know what is small? Left. And what is yamin? Right. Exactly. So every time you want to move, you say small, yamin, small. Exactly. And you move your small leg, okay? Small, yamin, small. No? Okay. Okay. Small, yamin, small. And salute. Amazing. You are the best. Okay. And we don't say salute because it's not in Hebrew. And if you want somebody to salute, you said hakshev. Hakshev. You can be the best officers.
All right.
Very good. Very good.
I would like to call on Joey Bang to make a presentation.
My name is Joey Bank, and on behalf of Temple Bet Shalom, I want to give you tzedakah for the, what's it called? Ach Gadol.
This is from this week's tzedakah from the children. When we told them about this program, they were very excited, and we were able to put something small. So whatever we can, this is for one soldier.
Thank you so much.
I would like all the kids to come up. We want to take a picture. So if I can have the kids
And before
here.
the picture, for your gift, we will, I will send to Elaine, we will give you a name, a person who is a lone soldier from the United States, and once a month, we will update you what is the impact of your gift. I mean, how we help this soldier and what is happening with him or with her. Do you want a boy or a girl? A girl? All right, it will be a girl lone soldier. And a boy, two. A boy and a girl. All right, we have a deal.
If the Yeladim could come up, we're going to take a picture with our guests. So if you could come up. You guys go on the side. Go on the back. Go in the back. Jason, go in the back, sweetie. Yeah, teachers, everybody, רוצה להיכנס?
Right, guys.
אבי, כנסי לתמונה. 1, 2, 3, everybody look up. 1, 2, 3.
Now we're going to say 1, 2, 3. I will say 1, 2, 3, and when I finish, you all say Ach Gadol, okay? Let's try it once, okay? Just trying. 1, 2, 3. Ach Gadol! Okay, now we do it for real.
Now we're going to do it for real with a lot more energy, okay?
Okay, ready? No, wait. No, wait. I'm the commander here. Listen to me, okay? 1, 2, 3.
כל הכבוד. Thank you. אוקיי, everybody, תודה רבה, ילדים. איפה עוד אני שולחת? כי זה מהילדים, יש לנו גם מהכנסת. איפה אני שולחת? Josh.
כן. אם זה יגיע. כן, הכל אחרי זה. כן.
Boker Tov, everyone. Good morning. I want to thank everyone for joining us into this morning's program. We're privileged to have Ach Gadol, the Lone Soldier Program, a social initiative that helps lone soldiers, support them, guide them, literally, figuratively and literally, be the big brother to those who choose to serve our homeland. Ach Gadol is really a cultural bridge that provides emotional support and really be the parents to those who come. There are 500 volunteers right now in Ach Gadol, and today you'll have an opportunity to hear really their sacred work and also how we could bridge and also be partners with them. We're honored to have the CEO of Ach Gadol, Daniel Aaron, Major Barak Raz, along with Major Hadass and Staff Sergeant Vitali. Sergeant Vitali also spent time fighting in Ukraine and then went to fight during this war now in Gaza. So it is my pleasure to give you the floor, and thank you for coming to our synagogue.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniel. I'm the CEO and the head of the organization Ach Gadol, Big Brother. It's really important for me to say that we're very excited to speak with you today. We are here in the United States already for 18 days, and this is the 18th event. And the last one, because after this event we go back to Israel. And you and every Jewish community that we met give us a lot of strength and a lot of power to go back and continue this just war that we fight in Israel, and your support is so important. So starting with that, I will continue with our organization Ach Gadol, which helps to lone soldiers. Lone soldiers are soldiers who became soldiers in the IDF with no parents around them, meaning or they came from abroad, such as the United States, France, Russia, even China, wherever they were born or raised, or they were born in Israel and their parents just not capable to be there for them. And we have two examples here, and Vitali and Hadass, and they will tell you their stories. So let's talk about Ach Gadol. When we talk about Ach Gadol, we don't ask what it is, we ask who it is. And it's all about 500 volunteers and 1,500 lone soldiers that we guide every year. And what are we doing with them? So, you know, there's this first day that you go to the army. It's a very exciting day. All the family comes with you. Our volunteer, our personal volunteer, will come with a soldier on this special day. Ceremony, okay? Beret ceremony, swearing in ceremony. Also a very exciting day. To be alone in this position is something that can be really, really a sad situation, especially if you are the excellent soldier and no one there to see you. So our volunteers come there to be there, hug them, celebrate their birthday. It's such a simple day, such a simple thing to pay attention to someone on this special day. And again, this day can be a very sad one if there is no one to celebrate with you. So our volunteers knows to be there. Hospitals, you know, I don't know if you know Israeli bureaucracy. In hospitals is the same. If you have no one in hospital, you can lie there a whole week, no one will see you. And it's very important for the volunteer to be with the soldier to make sure everything's going on. We guide them, we explain them what to say, who to speak with, how to speak with them, how to understand the answers that they get, because there are cultural nuance, you know, cultural gaps that you don't get them when you're coming from the States, and you need someone local to explain you how things going. And mainly, we just listen, because this is the most important thing for every human being, especially if you're a lone soldier in the IDF. These young adults know the answers. They know what they want to do, but they not necessarily have someone to speak with, because the parents are many miles away. They don't understand about army. If a soldier now calls to his mother, mainly she will ask, what did you eat? How did you sleep? Now he wants to explain her, to share with her the experiences he had from the service. But she don't understand the meanings, she don't understand the words. Who can I share with? Who can I get advice from? Someone who did the same as I did. Who can I be angry about with? My commander was really bad to me. I want to complain to someone. Who can understand all these things? Someone who's been through the same process as I was, and now he's already excellent soldier, and this is the Ach Gadol, Ach Gadola. So mainly, we just listen. And just being a family. Ach Gadol. It's from the family. Now, just to understand a little bit better how it works, here you see it Solomon and Tamar. They meet in a base called Michve Alon. Do you want to guess where Solomon is from? Not Ethiopia. Try another one. Is not from Rosling Heights? No? Yemen. Not Yemen? Pakistan, no? Nice try. But not far away. India, right. You said? Okay, 2 points. So Solomon is from India. You understand that no one speaks in Hebrew, Hindu. And he has this volunteer called Tamar. She's from England. And here Solomon finishes his course of Hebrew 3 months in the Michve Alon base. It's a Hebrew training. He finishes it and he goes to this ceremony, very big one. And it's hot. It's Israeli summer. But he's happy. He's happy because Tamar is there to record him, to picture him. And he doesn't know of it yet, but he will be a star in New York. We will show him every Jewish community that we meet. It will be, it's practically a Broadway star. So, but you see, this is Vasily. Vasily is not happy. He doesn't have Ach Gadol. He's just hot. And Solomon has Ach Gadol and is happy. He knows he has someone to count on. So he continues. He goes to Tzanchanim. This is a swearing-in ceremony, the Baret ceremony. He moves an apartment. Tamar is always there in every important event he has. And even if when he goes to the annual vacation to visit his parents, so she takes him to the airport. She brings him from the airport, okay? And she's always there. And between the events, she's always involved. And if needed, she interferes. And eventually, you can see him in the left side. Our goal is for him to wear the Ach Gadol shirt and to become a giver. Because until now, you were a receiver. Now you finish the service, you have experience, let's help someone new who comes into the system of the IDF. Because now you know how to help. So it looks like this. You have here Yael from the left side. She's from United States. She is Achot Gdola of Hillel from Mexico. And Hillel becomes a volunteer. He is Ach Gadol of Alex. And Alex becomes a volunteer. And he Ach Gadol of Solomon. And now we wait for Solomon to become an Ach Gadol. We have soldiers that are 6th generation of giving in 14 years of activity. So mainly our activity is the one-on-one guidance. This is what unites us. This is what only we do in Israel with the lone soldiers and with the 500 volunteers and the 1,500 lone soldiers every year. But in addition to that, we have lone soldier clubs across the country. We come in the weekends and we can dance with them and we can celebrate Purim and make sushi and donuts and whatever. But the most important thing is to listen and to ask, how are you doing? How was your week? And to wait. To wait for the answer. Not to jump to, I want to help you. Yeah. No. Breathe. Listen. You know the word להקשיב. Not לשמוע. Not to hear. To listen. Really, truly, deeply. because this is what we need. This is what they lack. This is the idea of Ach Gadol. So we understood very quickly that it's not enough to start with guidance from the moment you wear the uniform. You need to do it a few steps back. So we go to the absorption programs from the Sochnut Yehudit, Masa, Machal, Naale, Ulpan Kibbutz, maybe you heard, and we explain those young adults what awaits them. And we try to figure out the question why. Why did you come to Israel and join the IDF? What is your why? What is your goal? If your goal is not right for you, the first time it will be a little bit difficult, you will break down. So you must understand why you are doing this not easy thing. So we do it in Russian and French and Spanish and English. And of course, the madrichim are the same people from the same programs, so they know all the process. And we have also this house. It's called Beit Ach Gadol, the house of Ach Gadol. It's not for soldiers in service. No, no, no. It's for soldiers before going to service, because there is a gap between the program of Ulpan Kibbutz, let's say, and the date of drafting. You have 4 months. What do you do in 4 months? You rent an apartment in Haifa, and then you're based in Beersheba? You are doomed. So they have this 3 months, 6 months, how much you need. You can live in Tel Aviv. It's the dream of every young adult. You get work in hotels, so you can save a lot of money. And you have a counselor that prepares you to the army service and to what awaits you during the IDF. This was, by the way, the Meir Lau, the former chief rabbi of Israel. He put the mezuzah there. And it's very important to understand what is going on after you finish the army. What is going on, what do you think, after you finish the service for a lone soldier in Israel? Any thoughts? You travel. If you are not lone soldier, you travel. If you're a lone soldier, you don't have that privilege, because you need to decide a very important decisions. If you stay or go home, what are you going to learn? What career do you want? Where do you want to learn? And basically, life just come at you at a very high speed and clash at your face. Because suddenly, you are not lone soldier anymore. You know, in Israel, when you see lone soldier, it's like, oh, come to us, we want you in our house, we will help you, everything. Once you put your uniform down, who are you? You're just a person like everyone else. But you're still alone. You still need to do your laundry, you still need to pay your bills, you still need to work, you still need to take serious decisions about your life. And again, your parents in the United States usually do not understand the Israeli reality as you do. And they are very limited on the way they can help you. So, we have this seminar that we do to prepare them to the civil life, and we connect them with a coach, personal coach, who they make goals together, and they take them really hand by hand, and 12 meetings, and going with them together towards their goals. It can be anything in their life. And we have also alumni club, because we are existing 14 years, so we have every occupation and every student who learned in every academic institution in Israel, so they can help like mentors, professional career and educational mentors for this lone soldier who just finished the army. We have these meetings between soldiers and kids. We go to military bases to explain commanders what is lone soldier about, because they need also to understand the special needs. And we have our volunteers, which we invest in them very, very much because it's important for volunteers to be professionals. You don't want to be a doctor, not professional, right? Or a lawyer not to be professional. I don't want my volunteers to be not professional. So we give them tools to be professional and well-trained. Also, I want to tell you that, you know kashrut? The kashrut, tav kashrut for food, right? So the rabbi goes and he searches the kitchen and he looks where you put this and where you put this and yeah, everything. So in the AGO field, you have also this kind of seal for effectiveness. They look at your books, if you have goals, a strategy, how do you measure yourself. So we have this seal and not many NGOs have it. So we are very proud of it. This is Meir Dagan, legendary Rosh Mossad, former, is not alive anymore. He was our first president of honor. And today, it's Moshe Levi, a war hero from Yom Kippur War. 10 years ago, this person you know? Yeah, familiar? Shimon Peres. We got the presidential award for our activity. And after that, we got also the Ministry of Absorption Award for outstanding activity in this field. And I'm telling you all this because now we are friends, and you become part of our family, and it's important for me, for you, to feel in a good company. Okay, good people are with us. So, before I finish, until today, 23 lone soldiers lost their lives during fighting since the 7th of October. In the end, we have a movie that tells a little bit more about them. This is 20 of them. And the values of those young adults and our volunteers and our soldiers, values as giving, as Zionism, as family, and multicultural diversity, because they come from all over the world, all of them combine our Israeli society that we so love and the Jewish nation and people that we are all so, so proud of, and we are all part of. So now, when someone asks you about Ach Gadol, you know who it is. Thank you very much. And now I'm honored in a second to invite Hadass to tell her unique, very unique story. Because as I told you before, not all lone soldiers came from abroad. Actually, half of them, 7,000 lone soldiers in total, half of them were born in Israel.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for inviting us here. This is our last day in United States. I'm very excited to go home. But still very excited to be here and finish our journey with you. My name is Hadass Daniel. I live in a small kibbutz in northern Israel, near Haifa. I'm married to Ron, and I just finished my military service in last June after 11 years in the army. I finished as a major. I served in a place called the Strike Division. So we have a lot of work right now in this war, and I'm in the reserve force right now. I discovered Ach Gadol organization 3 years ago when my sister, who was a lone soldier too, called me and said that somebody called her and claimed to be her big brother. And I have a lot of sisters and brothers, but he wasn't my brother and wasn't her brother. And she asked me about the organization. She said that he asked her how she's doing, if she needs something, if she has something that she needs in her apartment, if she have somebody to be there for her, some place to do Kabbalat Shabbat. And he said that he's there for her anytime, anywhere, what she wants, he's there. And then she hung up because she don't know him and called me, because I am her real big sister. And when I heard about this conversation, I had a feeling that I understood what I missed, what missing for me when I was a lone soldier. I had everything that I needed, like I had enough money because I worked. I born and raised in Israel, so I don't have difficulties like a lone soldier from other places. But still, I was very alone. I was disconnected from my family at all, nothing to do with them in those times. And I had nobody to believe in me, nobody to help me, to make me feel like I can trust him. And in this point, I decided that I want to go and be a volunteer in Ach Gadol. So if I'm born and raised in Israel, why did I become a lone soldier? I grew up in a Jewish town, a small Jewish town in Israel. And when I was 12, my father decided to take us to live in his village. My father is a Bedouin Muslim. He lived in a Muslim village in Israel. And my mom made Aliyah from Ethiopia when she was 17. And they met, and they had children. And when I was 12, my big brother, who was my father's eldest son, he was Muslim, Bedouin, and he decided to go to the army, even though it wasn't mandatory for him. Okay, Muslim people don't have to go to the Israeli army, but he decided to go because he wanted to be a part of the Israel community, a part of the society. He wanted to give his contribute. And when I was 12, he died in a terror attack on his base in Gaza when terrorists blew up a tunnel. And he and his 5 friends died in this attack. And my father decided to take us to live in the village. And in this moment, my whole life really changed, like in a very difficult way, okay? It's very hard to explain, but I think that you can imagine how it to be a Jewish girl in a Muslim village. I grew up in the tradition of the Jewish religion. I went to a Jewish school, and in one moment, my whole life changed. In this village, we can't talk Hebrew at all. Nobody knew Hebrew, but nobody wanted to hear Hebrew. And all the holidays and the tradition, if I wanted to be Jew, I have to do it at home, quietly. So it was very rough days and years for me to be there with my family. And when I was 16, my father came to me and to my sister, and he said that we are grown up enough to get married. And he said that it's going to be by a match. He will choose who I'm going to marry. And if I say no, it will be forced, okay? So in this moment, I understood that I have to leave. I can't be there anymore. I have to escape. And that's what I did when I was 17. I just ran away from home. So this is the reason I became lone soldier, because I couldn't speak with my mom for a lot of years. She knew that if she will try to connect with me in those times, something can happen to me. And I left to a place called Nahariya in Israel, in the northern Israel. And they found me very fast, my father's family. And after they found me, the police and the welfare officers took me and put me in a foster family. And when the welfare officers come and ask me what I want to do, I knew in the right moment that I want to be a soldier. I want to join to the IDF. I wanted to be a part of this big organization because I had a lot of questions about my identity. Okay, it took me a lot of time to to love myself and my history, and to be able to feel comfortable with myself and with my story. And I knew that the IDF is the best place for me to start over, to do whatever I want, to be a part of a very good and very important place. So that's what I did. Even though the army didn't want to take me because of my history, because of my story, they said that they don't want any troubles, and if I can stay where I am, and it's okay for them that I won't do the army, the service. And I said that it wasn't acceptable for me. I want to go to the army, I want to be a part, and I want to join like everyone else in Israel. And it took 2 years, and they gave me the chance to be a soldier. And I didn't know anybody. I didn't know what I need to do, how to speak with my commanders. And it was very difficult time, but still it was the best time ever. I felt a part. I felt a part of the society, that I can do whatever I want to do. In the first time in my life, I felt at home, really at home. And after a year, I decided that it wasn't enough, and I want to be an officer. And again, they said, you can do it, it's too hard, you're a lone soldier, you don't have a support, you need to work, you need money, and as an officer, you can't be a lone soldier anymore. You need to give up of your rights. And they said that I couldn't do it. And again, I decided that I can't take no as an answer. So I went to the officer academy, and after that I stayed in the army for 11 years. Because for me, again, the army felt like home, and felt like that I'm invisible. Invincible, yeah, not invisible. And after almost 9 years, I heard about the Ach Gadol organization, and I decided that I want to be the person that I didn't have when I was a soldier. And I became a big sister of soldiers, lone soldiers in the IDF, and I understood exactly what they felt. Okay, I knew how to help them. I knew how to be there for them, and to live with them and to experience with them their military service. And I want to talk about my lone soldier named Hadass. This is Hadass. And for her, the army service was not mandatory, like myself. She has CP, so she don't have to do army. And she became lone soldier because a year before she went to the army, her mom died from cancer. So she's an orphan, and she have anybody in Israel. She don't have brothers or sisters or family. And again, she decided to go to the army because the army is the best place to start your life in Israel like everybody else. And she decided to do it and to volunteer. And for me, she's an inspiration because she had a very difficult life, and still she decided to do it. And when I first met her, I said to myself, maybe I'm not capable for this volunteering, because she's have a big issues, like not lone soldier problems, like very big person, like grown-up issues that I don't know how to address. I don't know how to help her. And after we became the best friends, and she became my little sister, and she's a part of my family, and sometimes I feel that she's more sister to me than my other sisters, because she really take my advice, and she called me and I call her, and we take care of one another. And she became a part of my family, like, more than my own family. And this is what is Ach Gadol for me. It's to be a big sister, to some women that are very different than you. I don't have anything that can connect me to Hadass and to my other soldiers. We have really not the same problems. We lived in another places. I have my story, she had her story, and still we became a family, and for me it's the most important. And I want to share with you that I just got married in this November. Thank you. In the middle of the war, me and my husband decided that no matter what, we will get married, even though that it's a very difficult time to live right now in Israel. A lot of people decided not to get married and to cancel the weddings. And even though that I went to the service, I'm a reserve now, I decided to take like 4 days off to get married and to come back. And that's it. I want to share with you that I'm not alone anymore, so don't worry. And again, thank you for being here, and you can ask after Vitali and after Barak, whatever you want. And it was important for me that you understand that a lot of kind of lone soldier in Israel, and I'm one of these kinds. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Hadass. And now I welcome Vitali. You heard a little bit about his story. 31 is 3 days. 3 days time, he will be 35 years old. We don't celebrate, but we wish you the best. He's not married, but okay, here you go.
Something new, not Forrest Gump. Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for coming. It's Sunday, it's a weekend, and you're still here, so we appreciate it. Thank you very much. My name is Vitali. I'm originally from Belarus. So I'm another kind of lone soldier because I came by myself and was a part of program Naale program when teenagers go to high school, finish the high school, and go just draft to IDF as a lone soldier. So this is my story. And I studied in Kfar Silver near Ashkelon city on the south of Israel. So when I finished, of course, I drafted to IDF. I wanted to draft to IDF, but I didn't know much about the army. We didn't have this organization then. Nobody came, nobody explained it. And first I got to the Air Force. I didn't want to, but army, just IDF, they decide like this. And I've been a technician of F-15 aircrafts. Even got outstanding soldier from Shimon Peres, but they wanna leave me. they wanted me to leave to live in the squadron, but I wanted to be a combat soldier. Actually, I always dreamt about it. So I involved my connections and everyone I knew in Israel, and finally they moved me. It's really hard, but they moved me, transferred me to the paratrooper brigade. So since then, I'm active reservist of paratroopers brigade. As Daniel said, we just, maybe didn't say, I don't remember, but a day before the flight, I came back from Khan Yunis. It's in the south of Gaza Strip. We fought there for all these months. And it was some confusing situation, you know. You have to fly to the States, first time in your life, the States, and for this very meaningful mission. But you just, a few hours ago, you've been in a different place, just war, and your guys there, it was confusing a bit. So now I'm in a different situation, because today we fly back, and then like maybe in 24 hours, I go and join my friends, my comrades back. So when I finished this army service, I started studying government and diplomacy in IDC Herzliya. Today it's Reichman University. And on that time, I just heard from my friend, one of my friends that was a volunteer in Ach Gadol. I just heard about this organization. And I was really shocked and confused. Look, why I didn't have it? Why now I'm not in the organization? So of course I joined Ach Gadol. 10 years before, I already 10 years in the organization. They don't know how to read or get rid of me. Even took me here to the States, but okay, go. Finally, it's time. You're too old. I had already 10 soldiers. Most of them were combat soldiers, of course. So this is one of them. His name is Slava. He's originally from Ukraine. He's in special battalion in paratrooper brigade. Of course, he was an outstanding soldier as well. And this May he got a mark of like excellence from Ach Gadol. And of course, me and Daniel, all the organization, we've been in the ceremony. It was very nice. Now he's fighting in Gaza Strip as well because he is a combat soldier. But what interesting about our history, our story with Slava, that is he's originally from Ukraine, from Dnipro. It's a big Jewish community there. And 2 years ago, the war in Ukraine started. So I decided to go to Ukraine and to help them. So you see the pictures. We trained the mobilized battalion for a month, and after the month we came to the front. We just went to the front line for another few months. Yeah, this is a picture from Ukraine. I just felt something inside myself, like I have to do it. I can't stand aside. That was my decision. So, but you know, one day, I got message from Daniel. You will see this list right now, and I see my name on this list. But what this list is, it's a wanted list by Russians. Yeah. So it was a big signal to go back. So of course I came back. As you see, I'm okay. Thanks to tefillin that you saw in the picture, I'm in one piece standing here. But unfortunately, on October 7, the next war started for us, for all of us. And in this war, me and Slava just met in the entrance of Be'eri kibbutz. You all heard about Be'eri. It was attacked so hardly. This is the second day of the attack. It's October 8th. We fought in the different units, but very close, and we were in touch all the night. So we had just 1 minute to hug each other, to ask each other what's happening and what's next. That's it. We just made this picture for history and moved on our missions. Of course, we are in touch now. He's fighting now. I send him pictures. He sent me pictures. Our connection's very strong, and you see it from the pictures, actually, from before the war, in the war. Okay, this is one picture from Gaza Strip. It's not Gaza. It's not a nice place. Maybe I just smiling, but it's not really good good place to be. But we have to be there. You know, we have one country, very small country. We don't want another countries and another lands. Just our small country, Israel, and we have to defend it. So we fight in the Gaza Strip. This is a picture from there. It's still confusing because like the last day here in the States and seeing your support, you come, you see, you listen, and we feel your support. Thank you very much. Hopefully we will keep going and feel your support and your we really, I don't know how to explain it. We know, everyone in Gaza Strip and in army knows that not only the states with us, just this big and strong community here in all the states. So thank you very much for your support.
Okay, so thank you, Vitaly. And now in short and proper English, Barak. We're sorry for our not perfect English, but Barak is perfect. Here you go.
Hi, everyone. I'll make it very quick. My name is Barak. I'm 41 years old. I grew up in nearby Queens, New York. Israeli parents, a little bit of back and forth growing up over the years, but most everything grew up here. It was during college that I was studying abroad at Tel Aviv University that I decided I wanted to make Aliyah. Stayed there, went into the military, what became 8 years for me. I started out in combat units, went to officer school, and became a spokesman, something that I did for 6 years. Got out in 2014. Completely civilian job, business world, nothing to do, not with media and spokesmanship and not with the military, but I was looking for something a little bit beyond. I was looking where I could volunteer my time, started to build up, and about 2 years later, that's when I heard of this wonderful organization called Ach Gadol. Now, as a former lone soldier myself, it didn't take much beyond that one sentence to understand exactly what this organization gives. And it made a lot of sense to me as a volunteer. So I called Daniel and I said, hey, I'm here. I heard about your wonderful organization. How do I volunteer? He said, not so fast. First, you have to try out. You have to do some volunteering. But in the meantime, because you have a CV, we're happy to have you volunteer with us with some other things. So aside from the fact that I was a big brother myself, to Aaron Sanders, who moved over to Israel from New Jersey, grew up in an ultra-Orthodox family, started to think about his own relationship with Judaism and how he wanted his life to look in relation to it. Moved to Israel. Didn't have a strong educational background before the army, but during the army he was a computer programmer, did really, really well, and now he continues in his civilian life as a computer programmer today. Also had a little sibling himself. And that's really what it is. The military is very good about providing the material support to the lone soldiers, and there's also no shortage of organizations that also know how to assist with the material things. But when it comes to what we do, in terms of giving that personal connection, we're proudly the only ones who do that. And the success in our story is displayed by folks like Vitali and Hadass, and all sorts of volunteers who have been a part of this program and continue to give time and time again. As big sibs, and even as they graduate from being big siblings themselves, they continue to volunteer as part of our alumni network. And that brings us to what we're doing here, which is to get to know some of the communities from where some of our best lone soldiers come from throughout the United States. We've been around for about 14 years. We're very proud of our achievements thus far, and we continue to grow happily facing the future. And in doing so, we also want to be better in touch with the communities that have been hosting us. So thank you very much. I hope we were able to wrap it up very nicely, and I will turn it back to Daniel. Movie.
They leave everything and decide to do the unbelievable. To drive alone. Young adults from a variety of backgrounds create their future here, among us. Their journey is exciting, but very challenging. The lone soldiers go through this journey alone without family or support. Standing alone in the burial ceremonies, facing their commanders alone, going home alone, facing their landlords and the banks alone. For these reasons, we've decided to establish Ach Gadol, to change the military experience from being alone to being together. Ach Gadol are volunteers who are lone soldiers themselves, and therefore truly understand the challenges that the lone soldiers are facing. Ach Gadol will come to the military ceremonies, they will speak to their commanders when needed, will guide and mentor them, and will make information accessible. Ach Gadol will give the help that the soldiers need so much.
Stop. Everything changed on October 7th. After Black Sabbath, nothing remained the same. It started as just another Saturday sunrise, the Re'im Music Festival near the Gaza border filling the air with music. At 6:29 a.m., sirens pierced the tranquility. Rockets exploded overhead. Over 3,000 terrorists breached the border, approaching unsuspecting young partygoers. Adnan, Aviad, and Nahum were born into ultra-Orthodox families. They left this world knowing they could not speak to their brothers, sisters, or parents. They drafted to the IDF and proudly served their nation as Israeli-born lone soldiers. They were all massacred at the Re'im Music Festival. When hundreds of Hamas terrorists infiltrated IDF outposts, including Kisufim Bidis, Sufa, and Elis Carson, dozens of soldiers fell into the line of defense. Among the selfless heroes were lone soldiers Avital, Benny, David, Emil, David, and Shmuel. 2 hours after the initial assault, the first IDF helicopter bearing scores of paratroopers arrived. Hamas terrorists succeeded in striking the helicopter, forcing it to make an emergency landing. Valentin from Saint-Denis, who made Aliyah from France, continued on his way to Kibbutz Be'eri on foot. Valentin began clearing homes captured by the terrorists. In the third house, Valentin stopped 7 soldiers from entering from the front entrance. In doing so, he saved their lives. The door was booby-trapped. Later in combat, Valentin was injured and succumbed to his wounds. In Zikin, there was Nathanael from England. In Naharoz, there was Shlomo from Russia. In Kfar Aza, there was Benjamin from France, who jumped up to rescue an injured person under fire. He was shot and did not survive. On the same terrible day, 2 lone soldiers were kidnapped, Omer from New York and Nidan from New Jersey. The state of Israel immediately drafted 300,000 reservists to all the fronts. The operations in Judea and Samaria were quick and intense. On the 13th of October, Yaakov from Kazakhstan, the father of 4, and amongst the first big brothers of the Ach Gadol program, was killed. Omer from the United States was killed on the northern border. Benjamin, the reservist from France, was killed in the Gaza Strip. On the 6th of November, it was Rose, from Atlanta, Georgia, serving as a border police officer. She survived the horrors of October 7th and battled terrorists, but suffered fatal injuries in a terror attack in the Old City of Jerusalem. Yonatan from New York was next. Yonatan was a Christian who converted and made Aliyah to Israel and volunteered to draft to the IDF. On the 17th of December, the 20th lone soldier, Boris, fell in battle. 1 week prior, he was publicly wishing a happy Hanukkah to all of Israel. Lone soldiers are the mirror image of Israeli society. They come from a variety of backgrounds, leaving all their friends and family behind. They are drafting to reserve units, risking their lives, all to defend the state of Israel and to protect the Jewish people wherever they may be. To defend us all, every last one of us.
The IDF, and within her, the Bull soldiers, will do whatever necessary in order to defend the homeland. We have the privilege and responsibility to strengthen them and give them the support they need. They need us in order to continue this war until victory. They need us in order to return to civilian life when victory has been achieved.
And we need you, the Ach Gadol family, Big Brother program for lone soldiers, personally guided lone soldiers before and during the war, and will continue to do so after as well.
We need your help so that no lone soldier will be left alone, not during and not after the war.
Thank you very much for listening. Two last things. If you do want to support, help us. We have here a QR code, you can scan it, and it will send you to an option to donate to help our cause. And the last thing, with your permission, I want to say thank you to Elaine, please, who helped to organize this meeting and also the meeting at the school, Schefter School, and we are so grateful for the opportunity, and we are very touched, and thank you very much.
I can just say also add on to what Daniel was saying, because for those of you who know Elaine, you know that she will avoid any moment like this if at all possible. And we need to give her our expression of thanks, because it is through her dedication and her efforts that our community has been able to send the hundreds and hundreds of letters to lone soldiers and to give all of us a feeling of supporting and connecting to what's important in Israel. And it's because of Elaine's dedication and her connection to make that happen. So not just for Ach Gadol, but also for ourselves. We want to be able to say thank you to Elaine as well, right?
That's the opportunity to embarrass Elaine a little bit more. You can see our symbol is blue and green. The blue is the Ach Gadol, the person who's not in the army. The special people, we give a golden one. It's like lev zahav, like golden heart. So, this is for you. And we are very, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle, and thank you to all of you. Your stories are touching, and we will definitely make a connection. We want to have that continuation. I mean, what you've also done with the children really made an impact, and I'm sure that this is the beginning of a long relationship that we're going to have in the future. I'd like everyone to rise. We will end with Hatikva and Tfilah L'Shlom HaMedina. And after we do these two prayers, I spent Shabbat yesterday with Omer's parents, who are a dear friend of ours. They've asked that we now fight also the war in social media, that every day we post and we repost. So if you see the post from Rabbi Ben Gideon, whether it's my post or the temple's post or whether, share it. We're going to then record ourselves in the end saying that this is day 114. Bring them home now.
אבינו שבשמיים צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. הגן עליה בעברת חסדך ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך, ושלח אורך ועמיתך לראשיה, שריה ויועציה, ותקנם בעצה טובה מלפניך. חזק את ידיהם מגני ארץ קודשנו, והנחילם אלוהינו ישועה, ועטרת ניצחון תעטרם. ונתת שלום בארץ ושמחת עולם ליושביה, ונאמר אמן. Rock and Redeemer of the people Israel, bless the state of Israel with its promise of redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And let us say, Amen. כל עוד בלבב פנימה, נפש יהודי הומיה, ולפתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון צופיה. עולו אהבת תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים.
Yeah, so it's better to be, because I fly tonight, like in a few hours, and join army. Yes, but
So,
you can be in touch
if we
with
contribute
Daniel because we have so many long soldiers. We can ask and
to this
supply it
organization,
correctly because
right? So
yes,
we just,
yes,
I want his
yes,
family
yes.
to know.
So
I'm not. I just did actually a contribution of mine of all the presentations, and at least on human growing,
It wasn't.
it wasn't. But you can definitely. But I'm sure you can do it, and then you can just. There's a note you can write, and you can say this is on right, and if you take a copy of that, you can send it to the nucleus.
Great program. That was.
It's really incredible what these organizations are doing.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. On the YouTube channel.
Good answer. I think in the Air Force, very low numbers.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
you also support Greg.
בטח, בטח. מה, אני דווקא הסתובבתי עם צהוב וכחול הרבה בתקופה ההיא.
תשמע, הם גם מסכנים. מה שנקרא, מה זה בשביל קייב. זהו, מפציצים כאילו, אנחנו לקחנו להם את המלחמה, כאילו, כולם מדברים עלינו. מה זה עלינו? או על עזתים.
כן,
בכללי.
העזתים בעיקר.
כן, אבל אני אומר בכללי.
פוקוס, כן.
כן, זהו, לא שם. והם כל יום נהרגים שם.
You looking for something? Right?
have facilities where they.
It's not just taking Vitali. Okay, Mrs. Stella go. No, no, no. Vitali writes a report every 2 weeks. What's going on? How is he doing? What he needs? And how are you doing? So we need to know what you are doing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Viva.
Thank you.
תודה רבה.
תודה.
הפתעתם אותי. זה היה
Which question?
יוצא מן הכלל, ואנחנו נדאג to keep את המומנטום going ושיצא לכם זה גם כסף. כן, לא, זה היה...
מרגשת שהייתה לנו פה מסע.
לא יודעת אם אמרתי לך, שאחד מהם בא ואמר, כן, אחד מהם בא ואמר, אני כל כך מרחם על אלה שלא באו היום, והם הפסידו את זה.
ילדים או מבוגרים?
לא, אחד מהילדים הקטנים. אז אמרתי לו, אז קדימה, אז תלך ותספר להם. אחד מהם אני אראה היום.
השכר שלנו? מה קרה? הכל בסדר?
כן, בסדר, דיברתי עם ארז על לראות מה הם אומרים, כי הם אמרו שאנחנו להגיע, אבל הם לא הגיעו.
לפעמים מדווחים על זה עוד לפני שהם מגיעים.
לא, כי יש איזה קו, אז צריך להעביר קוד. רק לשתי מדינות. שתי מדינות פתוחות. קטע עם צ'קבוקס.
עדיין יש בהסדרה השמינית מסעדה ששמו דגל אוקראינה ודגל ישראל.
יפה.
כן, אמרתי, לא, היה צריך פה לעשות אירוע דיגיטלי.
האמת? כן.
ישראלים, כאילו, אתה יודע, תעשו איבנט. נראה לי אני דוחה את הטיסה, נעשה עוד איזה אירוע 2.
יש אחד. לא, אני צריך לב זהב. ולא רן יש. גם אני. אתה רוצה... אני אשים את זה, אני יודע איפה אני אשים את זה. שמתי את זה ליד המחשב שם.